Hi guys, welcome to the video number 599 and my name is Ajay Parmar. So today I'm going to talk about that how you can work with the subfolders, not just the folder, but if there is a folder inside the folder, which we generally call it as a subfolder, and it has some files, right? Let's say in this case it has resumes and you want to just move all those resumes and put that in one folder. Then how to do that? Okay, so let's go and talk about this. So this is a question came from Vikas Steady Pictures, and he's my regular subscriber, who watches the videos and also keep on asking the very good great questions. So this is one of the very good question, interesting question. So dear sir, greeting for the day. It was a pleasure to conversation with you. I have a query. If I have a master folder and I store candidate CVs around 20,000, oh god, goodness. You must be in HR field, I guess, because you are holding so many resumes, and he want to actually get all those CVs in one folder. And I received this, guys, query before also. Somebody from outside India, he commented that he wants to do this. So I hope he's also watching. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name. But anyways, guys, let's go and talk about this. So what I've done is I'm just going to show you what exactly he's looking forward to. So this is a folder, for example. Now this is a folder, and in this folder we have this another subfolder. Okay, so this is the folder which we want to target. So this folder is on my desktop, you can see. So I have a folder here on my desktop created Dhoot and CV. In that CV, what he's saying, subscriber is saying that he has got these multiple folders, and if you go in every folder, they have different profiles over there, right? Like for example, you have here 4 resumes. Well, resumes generally are in MS Word, so I'm not sure how you have kept your resume, dear subscriber, but I'm going to focus it on this MS Word. I have taken this MS Word as an example, but it doesn't matter. This code is going to work even if you have the resumes in some another format, okay? Because the plan is to pick up all the files irrespective of their extension. Okay, so guys, you can see that here I have a different profiles, right? I have just copied the resumes to save the time. Obviously I don't have the original data, but the idea is we want to pick up all these resumes and we want to put, let's say, in this folder, right? Compile, right? So if I show you this compile, this is totally blank. Now this compile can be anywhere, again I'm saying. Okay, so what is the plan? The plan is, if I just let me just press backspace. The plan is you're going to hit this folder. You're going to tell the Excel VBA, look, this is my folder. You have to go in this folder. So the VBA will go in this folder. When the VBA goes in this folder, Excel VBA, then VBA finds that there are further many folders inside that folder, right? Subfolders. Okay, so you want to say that those subfolders should also be considered one by one. So the idea is, let's go first of all in the big folder, the main folder, which is CV, and then one by one start picking all these subfolders. Okay, and in these subfolders, before I go from facilities to the finance subfolder, I want to make sure that my VBA loop should pick up all these and should move them from here and put that in the compile folder. Right after doing this, VBA is supposed to go to the next subfolder, and then this folder, then this subfolder, then this, and it keep on going. Okay, so we are going to use here scripting library. I have already prepared the code to save the time, but as usual I'm going to give you some idea about it. Now you see what happens. Now how are you going to communicate with these folders? So to communicate with these folders, what we do is, when we go in this Visual Basic, when you click on this, make sure guys you click on this tool and the reference, and you have this library activated, which is called Microsoft Scripting Runtime, right? Because this is a library which will let us know that which folder we are targeting, and also it is going to help us in the loop. So my plan is very simple. Okay, my plan is that first of all I go in the folder. Okay, once I go in the folder, so first reach to the folder, reach to the main folder. Okay, once you are there, then what is the next thing you want to do? Well, then the VBA will run the loop, which would do what? Which is going to move from one subfolder to another subfolder. Okay, but here is a now twist. Before you go from one subfolder to another subfolder, you have to make sure that your code should loop through all the Word files. That means it's gonna pick up those files and put it in the main folder. So let's go and talk about it. So I have written this code. Okay, so the first thing which I'm doing is I'm creating my FSO object. You can write whatever you want, and that's how I write scripting.filesystem object, then FSO equals to new file system object. You won't be able to run this if you don't have this reference, right? I remember I uploaded some videos on this series also. By the way, the series name is Excel VBA file handling. If you want to go and check out some more videos, and let me show you, because many of you must have joined recently, as I see that a lot of guys are subscribing now to the channel. So I'm going to show you something. This is the playlist I have created for you. Okay, so these are the 52 playlists, guys. So I have tried my best. I have been running this channel from 3 years. I have tried my best just to make all these things, you know, easy for you, so that you can easily go in these playlists and you can, you know, search for whatever you are looking. So these are all the Access VBA, MS Excel, Excel VBA playlist, right? So go and have fun. So you're gonna find here one of the playlists called Excel VBA file handling, if you're looking to work around the folders and the files. Okay, so now what we have done is, so I declared this FSO, and then I say that there is a main folder which is you're going to declare that as scripting.folder, and then there is a subfolder which I have declared as again scripting.folder, because obviously whether it is a folder or it is a subfolder, they are treated as folder, right? So far what we have done up to this point, I have actually declared everything. Now the point is, what is my main folder? So you're going to write here set my main folder equals to fso.get folder, and then you're going to write here this folder path. So obviously when you look at this code, you have to edit it. Okay, so make sure you put the double quotes here, guys, close this nicely, and your backslashes should be there, right? So the better way is you just, you know, instead of writing this manually, obviously I don't have to tell you this, you just go here and copy the path and put it here within the double quotes. Now what happens when you go and run this program? So see this main folder. Now this VBA knows now where to target. Okay, now here comes the very important thing, very interesting thing. You see, I'm using the two collection loops actually. You can see here for each subfolder in the main folder subfolders, and then for each file in the subfolder dot files. Now that's how the logic works. You look at this. There's no need to just go and, you know, remember this entire thing. You can write it in your own way also, right? Provided you know the logic. You can try to write it without, you know, pausing the video and then, you know, going and writing it. See what is happening. Obviously this loop is the bigger loop which we are writing outside. Now what it says, I told you that the first job is to go in every folder, because your resumes are, you know, located inside those folders. So your job is to go to the facility, finance, human resource, MIS, operations. So this is the, you know, that loop for each of my subfolder, this subfolder in my main folder dot subfolder. So what, you know, what is main folder? Your main folder is CV. So actually you're saying that let's go to all the subfolders which are, you know, located under this C user Acer desktop booth and /CV. Done. Now what we want to do, you want to pick up the files, so that means you have to go inside that folder one by one, right? So what is the fun if I just go facility finance? No, I want to go to the facility, but then before I go for the finance, I want to make sure that in the facility folder I should have all my these resumes move where? To the compile folder. That's what you want to do. Okay, so now the plan is, before I go for the next subfolder, I'm gonna say that in that subfolder dot files for each of my file. That means, so go in the subfolder and start moving those files. So I'm writing here f dot move. What is your f, by the way? F is my file. You can see I have declared this. So f is my actually file class. Okay, so file is gonna move from here, move, and then you have to give the path. So where you want to move, obviously you have to move this to the compile. So make sure you write the backslash at the end also. Otherwise you will not be able to move the files from there. So what will happen now, once I run this program, okay, once you run this program, your VBA will target the folder. Now you see the compile folder is something you should not first of all keep here, because that is also going to be otherwise, you know, covered in the loop, and you don't want to target it, isn't it? So there are two ways. The first method is that you should not write the compile here. You just keep it outside, so that when the loop starts, you know, it should not be here. So I can go and cut this, and maybe I can go and, you know, put it outside the CV, you know, maybe for example I go and put it here. I can create this, right? So I can just go and paste it here. This is the first method. So when the loop works, obviously loop will not work in this, because we are going to work the loop inside the CV. Now inside the CV there is no as such folder. The second way is, if you, let's say you want to say that no, I want to keep that main folder here, then you just go and write here if condition, that if the subfolder name is equals to compile, just don't do anything else, do it. So you can, I hope, do that pretty easily, right? So now what I have to do, because this I just realized while talking to you, so I change the path because my compile is now here. So I go and double click here and I just go and copy this, Control C, and now I'm going to paste it here. So this is basically my new path. Okay, that's it, right? So now let's go and run this. Okay, so I click on here, this is the folders. Okay, so we go and run this. Now you see what's gonna happen. Okay, so for each of my subfolders, so let's go and start this. Okay, so now you can see my first subfolder is facilities. Can you see at the end, guys? So facilities folder is going to be targeted now. Now before I go from the facility to the finance, because this is a for each loop, collection loop, you don't have to write any specific thing here that you know that you have to go to the finance, human resource, MS profile. These are the collection loops, and collection loops are built in that way. You know, Microsoft has developed that in these collection loops especially for these reasons, so that you can actually access all the different types of the objects falling under the same category. So these are all the different folders, but ultimately they are folders, right? This is what we are doing. But now here is a twist. Before I go for the next finance, I'm saying that now look at and target all the files in this subfolder, which you know your subfolder is facilities, right? So now it's going to work on there. So look at this now. So the first file is going to be move, and where it is going to be moved, obviously to the compile. So run this. So you see that it's running automatically. It's going to loop all the files, right? I'm done with that. Can you go and check that in the facility? Look at this, guys. This is blank now. So fantastic, right? And if you go to the outside this compile, can we go and check that? Ooh, so we have got the files, right? So amazing. Now I don't know why people don't learn the VBA. They say that they are more than happy with the Excel, but VBA can do so many things, guys. VBA is VBA, right? So now I go for the next subfolder. So there we go. Now again, there's a another subfolder. Now you can see here it is picking up the finance, right? So in the finance also it will go and run the loop. Now here we have got some error. Now you know what is the error? I'll tell you. I didn't expect this, right? So the thing is, this is a good learning for you. Now it says clearly that file already exists, so how can I move it and put it, so it's a basically cut and paste. Now the thing is, because I didn't get these all resumes from my subscribers, so what I did, I created all these dummy. Okay, so obviously these 4 files are already there, and so when they're going to come from here finance, these also have the same name. That is a problem. Okay, so I just pause the video and I just go and change all these names, and then I'm going to show you the code. All right, be there. All right, guys, so I have renamed all the files, right? So all the files are now unique, so we will not have that problem, right? Because you can't move the same copy, it's going to create the problem. Okay, on the F5 mode, and let's see what's going to. So you can see here all the files should have been moved by now. It says done, so let's go and check that, right? Because I put the message box done, that's why. So we'll quickly go to the CV, and first of all I just make sure that they are empty. So you can see all these folders are empty, right? So I go and check all these folders one by one. So we have, guys, all the folders are empty. We have just moved them. And if any of you want to ask that, so what if we want to keep the original copy, then you can use the f.copy as well. That's all up to you. Okay, then the copy paste will happen. So we will have the original resumes in these folders as well, and at the same time they're going to be compiled in that folder. So guys, if I show you this, you can see here I've got all these. So my subscriber, I think, has 4,000 something, that's what he was saying. So now this is not going to take more than, I think, 5 or 10 seconds, right? Now another thing which you can do, as you can see when I started this video, if you want to make the things dynamic, you can also put the path here. Okay, so for example, you don't want to make this, you want to send this to your team, and they all use the different paths. So what you can do is you can just go and say that put the main folder here. So just go and put the main folder here. Okay, this is the first thing, and then you can say that the another folder is whichever you're going to use. Just go and tell them that they should go and paste the folder here. That's how it is. And then what you need to do, instead of this this line, what you can do, I'll just show you. I just copy this. I'll not run this, but you can do this. So you just go and paste this, and here you can simply remove the double quotes here, so we can directly say that it's gonna come from sheet. My sheet name is sheet 1, so use your sheet, and then range e2, okay, dot value. So the plan is it's gonna pick up, you know, from there the entire thing. That's basically the, you know, that's how we're going to actually work on this. Okay, so same way you just go here and put that sheet1 dot range and then e3 dot value. Now why I'm saying that you should prefix the sheet, because just in case if you are here, let's say, even then if you are going to give the sheet name, your VBA will pick up the, you know, path from there. If you just go and write range e2, then if you're on this sheet and right now you're going to run this, it's going to pick up the e2 from here, right? But generally it doesn't happen, because obviously if you go and create a macro, you create the button over here, so there's no question that, you know, somebody will go in some another sheet. But you know, sometime what happens, people, they even use this developer tab, they go here in this macro and you know, they run this. So in that case this can create a problem. So that's why you make sure that, you know, or you make sure that it's coming from the sheet 1, or otherwise on the top also, you know, before you write anything, just let's make sure that it should always be on the sheet 1. In that case you don't have to write here this sheet 1. You can simply write range e2 dot value. All right, so I hope Vikas, you got your answer, and I hope everybody who is watching this video today, we had a fun, we had a great knowledge, and share the channel, guys, and let's talk something more exciting. I'll take up one of your, you know, questions in my next video. So till then, you take care of yourself and have a fantastic learning. Bye bye, guys.